Good morning, and for today, I'm going to have some demonstration on the basic configuration for our networks and communication. So I have opened the packet tracer, and we're going to set up a very basic network that will allows you to two computers to communicate. So the first step is, of course, to identify the devices. Now in this video, we're going to select first an end devices from the bottom left hand corner, and we'll drag it to the sun box or here in the CAN box. Okay, so I'm going to select perhaps the appropriate is 1841. So we're going to select the router 1841, and then let's put this at the top, and then we're going to have two end devices or client. So we're going to choose here a generic one. So this is PC1 and PC2. And since we're going to connect the router and your PC or your client, the connection that we're going to use is actually a crossover. So remember that when you have PC to router or router to PC, we should make use of the crossover. So here we go. I'm going to connect first this one to fast internet 0/0 to fast internet 0 of this device. And then next, still we're going to make use of the crossover, then connect the crossover fast internet 0/1 to fast internet 0. Okay, so you notice that although a link is established, it is not functional. Okay, why? Because here you can see the line here or the dot here is actually red. Now, the moment the router is configured correctly, the red dots will turn into green, and it indicates that the device are now or are able to communicate. So the next procedure would be we're going to configure the router. Now let us check the router by clicking twice. Okay, there you go. So this is what your router looks like. So you have your config. Okay, you might want to configure here, but I highly suggest that you make use of the command line instead of this one. Okay, so we're going to get started. So I'm going to press enter. Now this is the return type. Okay, so first and foremost, we're going to have we need to enable the router. So you could type enable, or you just need to type en for shortcut, and then press enter. Alright, so once you are in this mode, you are actually entering the configuration mode. So you're going to type config T or config terminal, then press enter. Okay, so once you have this queue, that means you are already in the privilege mode. Okay, so first we're going to configure first. So take note of the connection that we have. So we're going to configure first the fast internet. So upon entering the privilege mode, we need to enter the interface. So in this case, we're going to configure first the fast internet 0/0. So we're going to type interface. Okay, so you might want to type it completely, but some of us, or you could have the shortcut for that, which is int for interface and then fast internet fa/0. Alright, so if you have that, that means you type the command correctly and there's no notification. So we're going to proceed. Now we're going to assign an IP address for your fast internet 0/0. So you're going to type IP address 192. This is just an example, 168.10.1. And do not forget the subnet mask, which is 255.255.255.0, and then press enter. Okay, so after assigning the IP address and the subnet mask, we have to type the command no shutdown. So this means the device would up. Okay, so as you can see, upon entering the no shutdown command, okay, you observe guys that the red dot here was actually turned into green. So that means our device was actually already, or the device is ready to communicate. Okay, now we're going to do the same procedure for the next we're going to do the same procedure for fast internet 0/1, which is the connection for the other device. So we're going to enter again. Okay, and we're going to type exit, by the way. Okay, now we have to exit from this point, because take note that we have entered a device fast internet 0/1, and then at this point we're going to configure, or we're going to assign IP address for your fast internet 1/0. Okay, so we have to exit again, and then config T, and then enter the interface, which is the other interface, fast internet 0/1. Okay, so upon entering the interface, we're going to assign IP address. So IP address 192.168.20.1, and then the subnet mask, which is 255.255.255.0. Enter. Press enter, and then of course type the no shutdown command. Alright, there you go. As you can see guys, upon entering the no shutdown command, okay, did you observe that the red dot here was actually turned into green? Now at this point, our router is configured properly, and if you're going to test out the ping, you will notice that the computers still don't communicate. Okay, so let's have to test. Let's test first. Okay, so I am sending an information. As you can see, there is a remark here. PC1 has no functional ports. Okay, so that means they're not yet ready for any communication. Okay, alright, you see? Alright, so what are we going to do for at this moment is that we're going to configure the gateway on each desktop computer or on each client that we have. Now the gateway is the address we assign to the Ethernet port that the desktop is connected to. So or your client is connected to. It will allow the computer to interface with another network, so our ping won't work without it. Okay, now we're going to click PC1. So this is PC0. Okay, so upon entering the device, okay, so we're going to use the config command here. Okay, so if you want, you could either change the display name if you want to, but for me, for the purpose of demonstration, I will not going to change it, but instead I'm just going to enter the corresponding IP address of the router's interface, which is the 192.168.10.1. So, okay, so we're going to place the gateway. Okay, so the gateway, which is 192.168.10.1, because remember that the connection or the fast internet 0/0 was actually we actually assign the same IP address for fast internet, which is why the gateway for your PC1 is the IP address of the fast internet 0/0. Okay, so upon entering okay, so look at this one. So this is the fast internet. Okay, so we're going to have the using the same network, so 192.168.10.2. so this is automatically that your router and your PC must actually have the same network because of the 192.168.10, okay, that 10.2, and then the subnet mask would be 255.255.255.0. Okay, so after doing that, you just simply click we just close the interface, close the configuration mode, and then we will do the same thing for your PC1. Again, let's proceed to the config tab, and then for the gateway, of course the gateway is 192.168.20.1, and then we will proceed to the fast internet, which we're going to share it with So the IP address would be 192.